Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 21 franchise mode here in Newark, New Jersey. In the previous episode, we went over the rosters. We talked about the path we want to take, and you guys definitely had some opinions. The overwhelming majority said it is time for an actual rebuild here in New Jersey. And why do I say actual? I say actual because New Jersey hasn't really done anything in a long time. They haven't really been set on one path. Not tanking, not trying to win. They've been this purgatory team. And in the last episode, at the very beginning, I said, Ray Shero, get the hell out of New Jersey. Ray Shero is not the current general manager, which I think speaks to how irrelevant New Jersey is. No offense, New Jersey. No offense. I like New Jersey and their players. I think they're underrated. But that is the plan. And we're going to take this season very slow. I don't think we're going to get the season simulation done this episode. I want to get up to the trade deadline, see how we're doing, scout it out, ask for your guys' opinions, and then go from there. Because we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. Because this team has to change. I'm going to show you the lineup as it currently is, and actually it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. I pulled some guys from the AHL, worked around the lineups. I did finally get the rosters done, which means we're actually getting some simulation done this episode, which is a hallelujah. Thank you guys for getting that video to 500 views. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. There are holes on this team, though. You know, you could put a guy like Brat up there, whatever, on the second line instead of Miles Wood, but I thought spread out the wealth. He is technically a third liner. Might as well. I do like the addition of having a secondary position. It makes roster changes a whole lot easier. If he's a winger, he can definitely play right, or Brat can play left or right. I like that idea. There are obviously some step backs for the game mode, but I'm excited either way. This isn't my final lineup, though. You might be wondering, Owen, there's a whole lot of free agents out there, and we're gonna get to that in a second. The defense looks incredible. Morale-wise, this team could be sneakily good. I don't plan on this team being good, but if we add talent here or there, move some assets, we could contend in a year or two. Now, I said in the first episode that I wanted to surround my top guys with talent even if we do tank. The top talent being Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes. I want to make sure their wingers stay consistent even if we lose a Palmieri or a Gusev or a Janssen. I want to make sure they have the talent necessary to keep going. And who might I be talking about? We look in to free agency. Now, I took your guys' suggestion. There are a lot of IRL RFAs unsigned as it currently stands, but I thought I gave them all reasonable one-year contracts. You do see guys like Joey Anderson, Roslovic, Shillington, Niku, Myers, who are unsigned. I didn't give every RFA a contract. There's obviously going to be some roster problems here or there, but I don't think any of the players that are currently here in free agency are going to make a major impact on the franchise mode, even if they are out of place. Now, who might I be talking about bringing over to New Jersey? A guy like Mike Hoffman would be phenomenal. I really like that. He's a second line forward. He's a sniper. Him and Jack Hughes would probably light it up. But then you think, Mike Hoffman just left the Florida Panthers. He's trying to get out of a clown show. I'm sure Mike Hoffman wouldn't want to come here. I am 100% sure that he wouldn't want to sign in New Jersey unless we were giving him $8 or upwards of $9 million. So he's out of the equation. not Joey Anderson. Semi Vatanen, no thank you. Alex Galchenyuk is definitely an interesting choice. I would love to give him a contract. He might even be a good third liner for us. But I don't want to take any flyers on him necessarily, especially with all their young centers coming up. I'm really focusing on getting a left winger or right winger for my second line for Jack Hughes, especially when we make trades, because Paul Maurier and Gusev are probably going before the end of the season, if not at the draft. Now, who am I talking about? I could send a contract to Roslovic or Shillington. Who might I be talking about? Eric Hall would be nice. Free agency next year is going to be great. We have $14 million to work with. Dominic Kahn. Cahoon. Whatever it actually is. I'm going to go ahead and take a flyer on Dominic Cahoon. Kahn. I think it's Cahoon. He left. What team was he on last? Was he on Pittsburgh or Buffalo? He was on the Buffalo Sabres for 6 games. He was with Pittsburgh and Chicago. Severely underrated. They let him just walk into free agency for no apparent reason. I'm willing to give him a contract. He's not an RFA. They just let him go. They didn't offer him a contract. Would he be willing to take a 1-year deal, maybe prove himself slightly? Obviously, he's going to command more money at the end of the season. But Cahoon, $2 million for 1 year definitely doesn't hurt us. Keeps us at the cap floor, especially when we want to make trades. The next offer, surprising, right? There is one name on this list that might be controversial bringing back to New Jersey. If you haven't narrowed it down already, it is the one and only Ilya Kovalchuk. Played with the Montreal Canadiens and Washington Capitals last year. I guess. No, he wasn't with the LA Kings last year. No, he was. Yeah, he was with the LA Kings for a bit. Went over to Montreal, really rejuvenated his career. Hasn't been with New Jersey in a while. Definitely parted ways awfully, but we're under new management. I'm not going to give him the 15-year contract or whatever it is. This might be shady from an NHL standpoint, but I'm a new general manager. I can do what I want. Ilya Kovalchuk, next to a guy like Jack Hughes as a sniper, can definitely help out Jack. And maybe at the trade deadline, that potential or that trade value increases. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Ilya Kovalchuk a 1-year deal to come play for the New Jersey Devils. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give him a $3 million contract just to even things out there. And for free agency, that's it. I'm not making any moves. I would like a guy like Athanasiou. Goalie-wise, we're fine in that department. We really are. So I'm hoping we can get those additions. And you might be wondering, well, Owen, you're getting players to like help you win, and like I wouldn't disagree there. This is a great year to tank, but it is a stacked first round, and I will get to that shortly. But I do plan on moving assets either way. We're not going to be competitive. Guys like Cahoon and Kovalchuk are not going to win you 10, 15 plus extra games. They might help guys like Jack Hughes and Niku Hischier down the line progress, and that's all I really need them for. Miles Wood will probably move down to that 4th line. Street will probably come out. Pavel Zacha will probably go down to that 4th line. The next question is, who goes on the block? Because I want to put a few players there. I have them written down right here, and some of them might be controversial. The first one being a guy who was just signed this offseason. His name is Corey Crawford. I'm just going to put his name there. You might say it's a little unrealistic, but I would kind of agree. He just signed a 2-year contract with New Jersey. But if we're sucking towards the deadline, right, we're definitely going to try to sell this guy off to tank, to let him win somewhere else. Somebody's going to take a flyer on Corey Crawford. I'm the new general manager. I don't care about who is signed when. I'm trying to do the best thing for this squad. I also took in a suggestion. I want to say it was from Alexei Petrangelov that said to make Alexander Holtz a sniper. And I did, because I did some scouting of my own, and apparently he has the best shot from the 2020 NHL draft. So I made him a sniper, everybody. The next guy to go on the block, Panel Carl Subban. If we can move that contract, if we can get a first for that at the deadline, that would be a win for us. The next guy is, where is he? Is Kyle Palmieri. I'm probably butchering that name. There's too many I's and E's and I can't do it. 1 year contract, 1 year left on that contract. These are very short contracts we're trying to move. Guy like Kyle, at the end of the season, he probably wants to go win, right? He's been playing for New Jersey for a very long time, it seems. Like you go back to 2015 he came over to New Jersey. Has had really good numbers, been one of the more underrated players. He can score goals, but he could get you a hefty package. And the next guy is another defenseman in Ryan Murray, who could fetch us something, another cap space sort of thing. All these guys are making plenty of money. I am definitely willing to budge on a few other players on this roster, but right now I'm willing to keep those guys on the block just in case a team would like to offer us something before the deadline. But for right now, I am currently waiting for those guys to sign. I just want to make sure we have less than 50 contracts. We have 46, so that is A-okay. Now, I know there are a few glitches for year number 1. The biggest one being the draft class. Now, let me actually go to the draft class. In year 1, they don't have any statistics. They have 0 statistics. So at the end of the year, Aatu Raty is the first overall pick. I know what he is. I know what the majority of the first round this year is, so I won't necessarily be walking into it blind. I know what he is, but at the end of the year, he won't have any stats. A guy like Brant Clark, none of these guys will have any points. I don't know why EA hasn't fixed that yet. But it is a stacked draft class. If we somehow make the playoffs and we end up with the 18th overall pick, we're getting a high top 6. This is a stacked draft. We have a Jesper Wallstedt, who is the top goalie in this draft. Uro Niemi. This is a hefty draft. If you win the Stanley Cup, you could get a medium elite defenseman. You might say that's unrealistic, but I looked at the prospect pool this year for the draft, and it is another hefty draft. I would say there's almost more talent in it the next year, or this coming draft, than 2020. Obviously, a guy like Lafreniere bumps that draft stock up, but it's a good year to tank. Doesn't matter where we really finish. Obviously, I want Aatu Raty to play alongside Niku Hischier for the rest of time, but that is something that we're going to have to worry about. I don't necessarily see us having that great of a draft. First, second, and third round will probably be relatively easy to scout out. We don't want a hefty amount of picks this year unless it's the first or second round. We're getting some trade offers here. 2 seconds for Butcher and Gusev. That is a severe underpayment. Obviously, our trade value is definitely down for the majority of our players. But I'm waiting for Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk has officially re-signed with the New Jersey Devils. I'm sure I'm breaking some NHL rule. And Dominic Cahoon has signed with the Devils. Now we have to fix up our lineup. Now that's an interesting trade from the Oilers. It's an interesting trade. Evan Bouchard, that I'm not totally high on. 20 years of age, 78 overall for Kyle Palmieri, which I'm kind of waiting until the deadline to flip him for a first or a big-time prospect. And I do like Bouchard, but if you look at our blue line prospects, I'm not necessarily worried about that right now, because if you look at it, you got Ty Smith, you got Muka Hamadulin. Oh, I said that perfectly this time. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. You have Ball. We have a good prospect pool, and I definitely want to be trading Palmieri for a forward prospect, unless there's some defensive prospect that I'm really high on. Now, let's go ahead and fix up that lineup. Okay, Barron is a sick prospect. I don't know how Colorado keeps getting these defensemen in the first round. 66 overall, another righty. That's a pretty solid prospect, but I'm going to pass on it. I don't necessarily want to give up Butcher or Gusev just yet. So let's go ahead, make some roster moves. We're going to do this live. I don't want to really do any cutting this episode. So Cahoon and Kovalchuk, welcome to the NHL. Who am I going to send down? I can send down... I'm okay with sending down Street. 20 players on my roster seems like enough. I don't want too many scratch players up here in the NHL. Let's fix this lineup. On the fourth line, we're going to get... Actually, I'm going to go best lines. Nope. No, wait. First, I'm going to go best lines. Okay. And then I'm going to fix the lineup. So we can probably get a plus on every line. I want Jack Hughes... You know what? Jack Hughes on the third line isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I kind of like him on the second. You know what? Yeah, I want Jack Hughes up here on the second line. Do we do that? Maybe we get Kovalchuk up there as well? Ooh, that is a great second line that can definitely help out your boy, Jack Hughes, with two really talented wingers, which I'm kind of aiming for. Even when we suck, I want Jack Hughes and Hischier to be okay and happy. Cahoon as the third line center. Going forward in our franchise, I'd rather have him as a left winger because Kovalchuk isn't going to last very long. Merkley, I'd rather Zajac go up there. Okay, they don't necessarily like that. Do we give... Oh, Zaka. That's Zaka. Okay, hold on. Wood down there. Okay, so it looks like Nick Merkley beside Brott and... Okay, hold on. We can fix this up. Gusev. Hold on. Let me work my magic. Obviously, we have to work on coaching and stuff. I'm not necessarily worried about line chemistry this year. I just want my guys to perform and have good individual seasons. So are we okay with no plus on that third pairing or third line? I'm okay with it. Pavel Zacha, I'll make sure to get him on the penalty kill. But that's like not a bad... That's not really a bad lineup. That's actually relatively fine. That's not bad. Not bad. I don't hate that lineup. Is it going to compete for a Stanley Cup? No, I don't think so. Defense, I'm going to leave exactly the same. And now we move to the special teams. What are we going to do here? Nico Hischier, Kovalchuk on the point. He's still got a bomb, so I'm okay with that. PK Subban there as well. I'm okay with shooting. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Jack Hughes on the second pairing. Will Butcher and Janssen. Let me see. What if I go like that or move that? No, I think that's okay. If we get a +1 on both, especially until we get the actual roster we want, I'm okay with that. Actually, Severson instead of Andreas Janssen? No, Janssen deserves to be there anyways. 4-man, Kovalchuk. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Sure. Penalty kill. Penalty kill looks great. Legitimately great, which I'm kind of surprised about that it's actually solid this year. I always go into the penalty kill. I'm like, oh god, I'm screwed. Okay, so who did I want? I wanted Pavel Zacha, and they're gonna lose that plus. Okay, Pavel Zacha down there. Zajac. Okay, would they be willing to do something like that? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Zacha and Zajac should be fine together. Yeah, I don't want to micromanage too much. Miles Wood there, 25 years of age. If we keep him there on the penalty kill, I think that's fine. 3-man is abysmal, so we're gonna get Nico Hischier out there. Nico Hischier works. Zajac, is he no, he's not, apparently not a good penalty killer. We can go with Zacha again. Maybe he works for that line as a power forward. -3. Okay. Pavel Zacha is playing the fourth line. I'm okay with well, they'll get a +1 there, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. Even if he does have a -3, I just want him having the time so he doesn't digress even more. Extra lines, keep him the same. It doesn't really matter too much. Wait, hold on. I'll make sure your boy... No, I'd rather Janssen out there. He is the younger one anyways. Forward lines look okay. Actually, Andreas Janssen. I'm going to get Kovalchuk out. Kovalchuk's a beauty. I love Kovalchuk so much. Gosh, I love him. I wish Pavel Datsyuk would come back to the NHL, and Jaromir Jagr. Nico Hischier and Paul Merier as our extra attackers. Shootout is looking really pretty. Jack Hughes, I don't want to be my last guy. I'll go Gusev as my last guy. Yeah, that works for me. And the goaltenders, obviously, are Corey Crawford and Mackenzie Blackwood. Scratch players, Cini and Jacobs. AHL lineup, there isn't too much to talk about. Obviously, Kukkonen. You got Boquist. Then after that, really, Nolan Foote, who's getting plenty of time. Schnarr and McLeod. Defensively, there's a few. Ty Smith, Ball, and Muka Hamadulin. I love saying. I want to keep him around forever just because of his name alone. But that's really the lineup there. Goaltenders there ain't nothing special. We definitely want to draft well in year one, but EA is definitely making it harder for us. So scouting is, I think, irrelevant this year. So don't really worry about that. We can keep an eye on prospects and such. I mean, I think they have the ability of scouting a gem. So maybe we can look at that at a later date. But for right now, I think it's time we just sim. I'm okay with that. First franchise simulation of NHL 21. You know what we'll do? We will slow sim game 1. I hate slow simming regular season games because it never goes your way. But you never know. Ty Dellandrea. That's not a bad prospect to come over, but I'm not super high on him. 66 overall, 20 years of age. I feel more comfortable going out for Evan Bouchard. That makes more sense, per se. So I'm not even sure if we're going to get to the trade deadline today. I don't think I'm going to do the trade deadline because I want to get stuff done. The first year is the most pivotal. We want to head in a direction. We want to groom our players. We want to be good. So the first game of the regular season is against the Edmonton Oilers. Let's see if we can get Kovalchuk that goal. His first goal in New Jersey in like 8 years or something like that. Game 1, first period. 2-0 New Jersey. Travis Zajac and Miles Wood on Mikko Koskinen, obviously. Second period. Make it 6-0 already. Nikita Gusev, Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes, and Will Butcher. The third period is underway, but we have absolutely smoked the Oilers here tonight in game number 1. Great performance from Corey Crawford. Zajac gets another goal. I swear to God, if we're an actual good team, I hope you guys understand me surrounding my 2 pivotal players with solid players. I do plan on selling even if we're like 5 points back of a wild card. I'm okay with still selling. If we're in a wild card, even if we somehow win the Stanley Cup, we're probably guaranteed a really good prospect. We're just kind of vibing with this team now. We want to feel how this team simulates in year 1. So we're going to go ahead and simulate through the entire month, see where we're at, look at the progress of our young kids. That's who I'm really worried about right now. Let's see how goaltenders work in this game. I haven't done an actual season simulation. We're currently 4-0. The New Jersey Devils are 4-0 to start the season. Oh, this is going to be a weird franchise mode, isn't it? Okay, draft class, obviously. It's a good year to be bad. It is a good year. If you get a top 10 pick, you're guaranteed a medium elite in this draft class. Because I didn't account for the players that they would add. Ty Smith. I can't read. We're going to... Did we beat Colorado? Oh my God, the New Jersey Devils are 6-0 to start the season. Holy crap. Holy crap. Are we going on a run? Are we going on a run? Tooth, that is not no, we're going to start losing here soon, right? New Jersey, Florida, and Tampa Bay to end the month. Will Butcher has been injured till November 4th. Not very long. I'm going to go ahead and just head coach replace player, Nashville. And we are still unbeaten in regulation. And we finally lose our first game against the Florida Panthers and then go ahead and shut out the reigning Stanley Cup champions 7-0. Are you telling me that goaltenders are actually good in this game? Because the goalies are playing well right now. Okay. 8-1. We are second in the division, but look how close the Metro is right now. Look how friggin' close it is. If we somehow lose 3 or 4 games in a row, the Penguins, the Blue Jackets, and Flyers are right there. It's a 3-way tie for second place in the division. Holy crap. Okay, so the signings we made have made a difference. Okay. I hope you guys aren't screaming at the phone or laptop or TV, whatever you're watching this on. Hope you're not screaming at it, because this was not necessarily the plan. I'm going to start at the very bottom for our forwards. Pavel Zacha isn't even playing that bad. Nick Merkley isn't too bad. Miles Wood isn't that bad either. Zajac has been solid. Ilya Kovalchuk has scored 1 goal, which is kind of weird. It is kind of weird that he's only scored 1. Jack Hughes, 6 points in 9 games. Definitely stepping it up from his rookie season. Okay, not bad. Dominic Cahoon, 7 points. Brought 7 with 4 goals. Andreas Janssen with 6 goals. Gusev with 12. Paul Maurier with 13. And Nico Hischier with 13. They're playing really good hockey. And I can't force them to be bad. Our goalies have both over a .920 save percentage. Why couldn't I have this in NHL 21 or in NHL 20? I doubt they're going to play like this the rest of the season. But our defense, how's it been? They're rock solid. All of them are playing really good hockey. And I can't make this team bad on purpose. If I was doing my own franchise mode in my off time, yeah, I'd rather tank with a squad like this. But if this team can win right out of the gate, can we go on a magical run? 8-1-0. I'm sure that is going to change sooner or later. We're only 1 month in. Let's keep going slowly. Let's take it month by month. Let's get through November. I'm assuming we're going to go on a losing skid here sooner or later. Detroit to start November. Will Butcher is back. Welcome back to the squad. I'm glad to have you back. Never leave me again. I love you very much. Jacobs, get out of the lineup. Will Butcher, welcome back. Yeah, I got to get used to the lefty and righty thing. That is going to confuse me for the rest of time. Severson for a second and a third. That's kind of low. Detroit. It's going to beat us in regulation. The New York Islanders are going to beat us. That is 2 straight. Cocoon. Kukin. We could have Cahoon and Kukin. No, thank you. No, I'm gonna fetch more for Paul Maurier, and that is 4 straight. Yep. I knew it was only a matter of time, but I'm glad this team is capable of winning. This team's capable of winning. There was an injury in Binghamton. Binghamton. I will never get used to that. John Quinn. Oh, we have his brother, I think. Center. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna slot him in my AHL lineup. Okay, so we win 2 straight, and we're gonna lose 1. So this team, we're probably gonna have to sell off some pieces at the deadline. But if I can keep Nico Hischier at around a point per game during the season, I would consider that a success. So we got Quenneville. I think that is a brother duo now in the AHL. We're gonna slot him right here on the 3rd line for Schmaltz. I think he'll be a great addition. Yeah, or he can actually go up here to the 2nd line. How's our AHL squad actually doing right now? How's our AHL squad? They're currently 9-5-1. Okay, as long as my young guys are producing, that's all I really care about. NHL team, I'm here for it either way. So we're 10-6-0. Let's head to the end of the month. Let's see where we're at. I'm assuming we're going to average out to about 500, especially with our great start. Severson for Lukau, 2nd and a third. Now, I do like him as a prospect. He's one of my more favorite prospects in the NHL. Is he worth Severson? I feel like I can wait until the deadline and just get a lot out of my top guys on the block. That's a regulation loss. Will Butcher's not on the block, so can you stop asking for Will Butcher, please? We shut out the Detroit Red Wings. Ryan Murray, was he just day-to-day or something? He must have been just day. Yeah, okay, cool. Surprised he hasn't been injured yet, like legitimately. And we beat Carolina. Holy crap, New Jersey. New Jersey, what's going on? We're going to lose against Montreal in regulation. We're going to beat the Islanders in the shootout. Tampa Bay, who we smushed last time, we're going to shut them out. We have shut the Tampa Bay Lightning out twice. No. Palmieri for a second ain't going to work. And the Washington Capitals, 4-1 victory. So we slid at the beginning of the month, but we are staying above that 500 number. We are currently in the last wild card position. That is absolutely insane. But think about it. We're competing with the Rangers and the Flyers, then the Lightning, the Maple Leafs, the Panthers, and the Detroit Red Wings, and even the Senators aren't even out of it yet. That is not good. We're not going to be able to sustain this hockey for the rest of the season. But it is cool to see... Oh, my controller literally just disconnected. So, wait, I can fix this. I can fix this real quick. Hold your horses. Wait. Hold on. Okay, that took way too long to get my controller to work there. I hope we don't have any problems with that on a later date. So, offensively wise, this team is scoring goals. I do like to see Niku Hischier at the top. It's actually nicely spread out there. Gusev is only 3 points ahead of the 5th place scorer on the team. Jack Hughes, I didn't even notice that. Jack Hughes. This is huge for this kid. If he can have close to a point per game season in his sophomore season, especially after his rookie year, after that kind of rookie year, that would be huge for his... It's almost worth it not being a bottom 5 team to get Jack Hughes boosted up 3 or 4 overall at the end of the year. It's almost worth it. I think at the end of the day it's worth it, especially with how stacked the draft is. Maybe we take a turn next year after selling a bunch of players and all that jazz. Maybe we take a turn and just sell a bunch, and then after Jack Hughes and Niku Hischier are bumped up 3 or 4 overall, we don't have to worry because we're definitely gonna move some pieces. Look at all the teams we have to compete with in the Atlantic, looking for that first and second wild card. We're not going to be able to hold on to it, but I do appreciate the performances so far. Ilya Kovalchuk, how many points are you at in your NHL career? 896, almost 500 goals. Wow. Cahoon's been a great addition. Brat. I don't know why I want to say Brat. I don't know why. Andreas Janssen, not bad. Miles Wood. Okay, so they're putting up great stats. Pavel Zacha, I'm leaning towards trading him away just because he doesn't really fit. I mean, he kind of... Yeah, we've lost our way with him. It happens sometimes. Maybe he just needs some new scenery. Defensively, they're still getting it done. If there's one big positive about this team is that their defense is rock solid and their goaltending is still playing really good. Corey Crawford, 13-7-0, is still a .927 and a 220 goals against. Mackenzie Blackwood, playing 5 games. I would like it if they split the net a bit more. But at a 912, I rarely got goalies with the 912 in NHL 20. So, not bad so far. We are going to go another month and see where this team is at. First, I'm gonna add another player to the trade block. I'm gonna add, because I haven't gotten any really enticing trades. I'm assuming at the deadline there's going to be some hefty moves. So defensive, who do I want? Who was it? Forward. It was. I'm blind. Okay, it was Kovalchuk could maybe add something. Maybe somebody offers something. Doesn't really worry me too much. I know he's going to lose morale, but I don't care, Kovalchuk. I don't care. I'm assuming you want to win. We're still 15-9. No. It's going to go bad quickly. We could lose 10 games to start this month off. Happy birthday to me. It's December 1st. That is my birthday. So let's see if we can start this month off on the right foot. And by right foot, start losing. Winnipeg, that's a loss. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Mackenzie Blackwood has been injured. One of the players I didn't want to see get hurt this year. Out until December 11th. It's not too long. We can call up a goalie. We're going to call up ya boy, Cormier, because why not? I don't feel like putting Wedgwood or what's-his-face in the net anyways, or as a backup, because we can just keep this guy up here anyways, especially since Corey Crawford is injury-prone. We can just keep him up here. Evan Cormier, welcome to the club. He's probably going to go 10-0 with a 950 save percentage. Easy peasy. And Tampa Bay officially beats us. For the first time in the season, Tampa Bay beats us. Kind of crazy since we beat them 7-0, 3 or 4-0. Yeah. So, look, as I was saying before, no stats in the first season. I'm pretty sure it changes in the second year, which is great. It's going to help us out a whole lot more. See, if we somehow is the best team to miss the playoffs, we're going to get a guy like Ifinigenov or Jeremy Wilmer. All these players are really worth it. We're going to be in a good position either way. Ian McCaution is a waiver player for the Wild. High top 4 at 25 years of age. I mean, did they sign him? Okay, he was signed to a 1-year contract. At a high top 4, we could maybe pick up some. I'm going to claim him. Why not? Get him playing down. Maybe we get him playing down there. No, do we even have to play him? I'm not even going to play him. I'm just going to keep him there for a trade asset. We're going to beat the LA Kings. Holy crap. 16 wins. That's not expected. Mackenzie Blackwood is officially healed and ready to go. I do appreciate you being back from injury. Don't ever get hurt again. Cormier, yeah, as expected. Blackwood, welcome back, my guy. Thank you. First game. Okay, we got a big trade. PK Subban, we could move that cap, but I think we could fetch more for PK anyways. Jacob Zaboral, who, what overall are you at currently? You were at 75 at 20. That, as a prospect, is not worth it. Even the second might be more highly rated, but Boston, that's not really what I'm looking for. Who do you have on the block as it currently stands? Frederick isn't bad. The only guy I'd really be looking for is Luco, but really, I don't really like any of those traits. Obviously, you don't want that kind of cap on your roster, especially if PK isn't performing as well as you want him to. And we dropped 2 straight, edging closer and closer to that 500 record. Vegas, Kyle Palmieri has been injured until December 20th. Head coach place Blair. Going to be out for about a week. Going to lose against Vegas. I don't really like that trade either. Well, we have a lot of players with some big contracts. The good news is a lot of those contracts are done at the end of the season. And the next, this coming free agency is going to be nuts, especially with all the RFAs that were signed to 1-year deals. It is going to be nuts. We're going to win a game there after dropping 3 straight. Slowly. Okay, 18-14-0. What the hell is going on? This New Jersey team is resilient as hell. They're trying, and I'm very much appreciative of them actually trying. I'm glad that I'm not stunting Shea and Jack Hughes' growth, because Jack Hughes is still playing really good. 24 points in 32 games is a big fat W. At an 80 overall, yeah, now I'm debating, no, he shouldn't go down to the third line. Nah, that's a bad idea, Owen. Don't do that. Beat the Leafs. Columbus and Ottawa right here. Going to lose against Columbus. The Senators, they're going to, okay, 18-16-0. Okay, a second. What kind of trade is Nashville, you dummies? What kind of trade is... These trade offers have been nothing. We're going to beat Columbus in a shootout. Boston is going... We're going to beat Boston. And now we're 4 games above 500 again. Nolan Foote is hurt. All our young guys getting hurt this year. That hurts. That sucks. Carolina, Butcher for a second and a third. These trades are not enticing in the slightest. Okay, we are oh, god damn it, New Jersey. What's going on here? Frig. Holy crap, New Jersey. They're not wanting to go away. We're in the second wild card position. Blue Jackets are 2 points behind us. The Islanders are 5. Okay. Okay, and then you got the okay, we are in a bad position. We are not, yeah, we are two points out of a playoff position. At the deadline, we gotta look places. So we're here on January 1st. Let's go ahead and check the statistics, and we're gonna check the entire league statistics as well, since we're basically halfway through the season. Gusev has been a great performer. Maybe at the deadline, we can get a pretty penny for him, potentially. Maybe move Kovalchuk up to that first line with Niku Hischier. Paul Merier, he's been really good. Kovalchuk with 31 points. Yeah, I'm probably looking to move him as well. Hischier's been great. Jack Hughes has been great. My two guys that I really want to play well have been playing great. Janssen, not bad. Brat. Why am I saying Brat? Brad Pitt. Cahoon, awesome work. They're putting up really good statistics. Our bottom six, defensively, not great. Our defensemen, on the other hand, are playing really good hockey. PK Subban, 16 points, not as much as you are paying $9 million for, but it's not bad, especially considering the team all around. Goaltending-wise, our goaltenders are stealing us games at this point. Corey Crawford, 15-11-0 with a 921. Why couldn't I get a 920 with any goaltender I ever had in NHL 20? Mackenzie Blackwood has been playing really good hockey as well. So let's go ahead and check the entire league and see who's at the leaderboard of each statistic. Olmark is up there with 22 wins at a 919. Rask, I would say Rask right now with the 919 and the 240 goals against. You could almost debate Corey Crawford. Almost. Maybe. And then you're going to go to rookie skaters. Kirill Kaprizov for the Minnesota Wild. 20 goals. Yep. He's going to get it done for the Wild this year as well. Alexis Lafreniere. I'm not sure. Alexi Lafreniere. 37 points. Oh, it's a race there. Peak for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Barrett Hayton, Bjornfot, Uli Ulevi. Nick Merkley's one of the better rookies this year. It is definitely a drop-off from first and second to third and fourth and fifth. So, okay, not bad. Defenseman. Victor Hedman is up at the top of the league. Nobody with a crazy plus-minus in the top 10 here. Victor Hedman probably leading the pack because he has more points and his plus-minus is better than his peers. And how about that Art Ross? The Art Ross, baby. 54 points for Nathan McKinnon. Dylan Larkin is up there for Detroit. Mikko Rantanen, Jack Eichel, Draisaitl, Panarin, McDavid. I'm glad all the top guys are actually scoring. Sam Reinhart. Okay. Bertuzzi, Scheifele. I really want a guy like Bertuzzi. Are you kidding me? Another two-way forward for the squad? I kind of want that. How about the goals? Wow. Okay. It's a tie for first place. Crosby has some more games to go. Assists, Rantanen, and Gensel. Okay, so at this point in the season, did I say point? So let me actually check how we're doing. So goals for, we are worst in the division, which is kind of strange. It feels like we're scoring more goals than I usually do with these kind of teams. Goals against, we're the best. Power play, we are second. That's weird, having the least amount of goals. And the least amount of goals against. That's a weird combo. So if we can somehow get this team playing better all around, This could be a defensive juggernaut. Power play is 4th worst in the division. So overall, we're middle of the pack in most of the categories. Worst in goals, best in goals against, which is weird. I've never really seen that before. Halfway through the season, we are in a rough spot. Columbus is right there. All those Atlantic teams, the Canadiens, the Red Wings, the Panthers, the Maple Leafs, are vying for that spot right there. If we're battling it out to the bitter end, the Maple Leafs are going to storm back for that wild card position. And the Blue Jackets are right there. So, we are currently upwards of 40 minutes into the episode. So what we're going to do, we're going to go another month. And then at February, we're going to do our due diligence, maybe see what's around the league. We're going to go to the beginning of February, see where we're at. Because if we're a 500 team, I'm selling. And Nico Hischier has been injured until January 9th. It's not too... Okay, 2021. I'm like, what year is it? So I got really worried. I'm like, excuse me? 5-3 loss, Arizona. That's a 1-0 shutout loss. Okay. Our goaltenders aren't even playing that bad. They're playing really good hockey. I believe that's our head coach. I believe after 41 games, we are seriously... we lack goal production. I completely agree. But we just need more time, man. You're going to have to agree with me. I don't care what your opinion is. I really don't promise anything, but that's the only option I had. You work for me, coach. I don't owe you a thing. That's a 5-3 win against Vegas. We're still above 500. We are somehow keeping afloat. Jack Hughes is growing. That's all I really need Kovalchuk and Janssen for. That's what they're here for. If we are the second or first wild card at the deadline, I'm going to sell. Because to the bitter end, we're not going to be able to fight for it. Oh, there's a game against Toronto. And we beat Toronto. Holy crap, New Jersey. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. New Jersey. What's going on? Philadelphia. We're going to lose some games, right? That's our first overtime loss of the season. Chicago. That's a win and a loss. That's a loss. 20 regulation losses now. Anaheim. That's a loss. And guess what? We get to January and yet another NHL game where there is no all-star activities. There's not even an all-star game. You know how sick it would be to see the all-star game like performance and such, and the players, maybe you get a player from your team or 2 or 3 players from your team in the host cities and all that jazz. You know how friggin' cool that would be? I'm just saying, I think it'd be really friggin' cool if they could just, it'd be a nice tiny little feature that would add so much to the realism of this game and make it feel more interactive. Every other sports game they have it. I don't feel like it'd be too hard to add. Hopefully next gen. We're almost at the end of the month here. Not a second. Really? You really want me to add that? I didn't break my promise. I'm going to apologize to him. I'm sorry, Trenton. I'm sorry. I'm going to disagree, though. I don't care. Coach, I respect your opinion, but too bad. Pittsburgh, that's a win. Holy crap. Beat the Rangers? Jesus Christ, New Jersey. Guys, I might need your help. Ilya Kovalchuk is our leading scorer. I didn't expect guys like Kovalchuk to help us out that much. I didn't expect that. He had 21 goals. Okay, we're going to sell him off. Yeah, we might sell Kovalchuk off. Gusev, 43. Paul Merier. Jack Hughes and Hischier are playing exactly how I want them to play. They're not going to be point per game right away, but they're playing really good hockey. Yeah, this team's playing really good. Okay. If we sell off maybe 1 or 2... Like, I'll check the standings. Because I guess we're at the beginning of February. PK's playing great. They're all playing really good hockey. And goaltending-wise... Okay, their statistics did drop, but they're still winning games. They're still playing really good hockey. So, let's go ahead and check out the standings here. We are in the second wildcard position. Blue Jackets are 1 point behind us. Rangers are 1 point ahead of us. Maple Leafs, Lightning are all right there. They're actually tied. They're, oh, crap. Holy crap, we are in a bad position. We're in a bad position. If the Lightning or Maple Leafs fall out of that position, right, they're right there with us. And this team is not going to make the playoffs. If we battle to the bitter end, this team is not going to be able to pull it together. Okay, we're here on February 1st, and apparently we're the best team. Okay, I'm going to do something real quick here. What is Kovalchuk's trade value right now? Leading this team in points. Okay, their trade value is going up slightly. That is good. Kovalchuk is still down here. Kovalchuk did go up. Well, what can we move Kovalchuk for? Would anybody be willing to take him? Second, Tage Thompson. Ooh. Okay, I like Tage Thompson. I very much like Tage Thompson. And a 7th, which is really a throw-in. It's not really much. 78 overall at 23 as a power forward. We could somehow groom this kid into being something good. Potentially. Jack Quinn is on the block, too. There are some assets out there that we could bring back. Okay, Tage Thompson isn't looking as pretty as I thought he would. I thought he was younger than that. Okay, next player I'm just testing. PK Subban. Would anybody be willing to take PK Subban in his cap? I feel like there's a few teams that would. 2 seconds. Tage Thompson, 2 seconds. Peterka, which is nice. Jack Quinn. I can't really pass on Jack Quinn. I'm going to write Buffalo down. I don't plan on making any big trades this episode. I'm going to need your guys' help. Buffalo. Buffalo, write them down. Buffalo. Okay, PK. Next, I'm going to try Nikita Gusev. Nikita Gusev? I believe it's Nikita Gusev. I can get something. I can get a first-round pick for this kid. Are you kidding me? Kid, he's 28. I got to stop calling people older than me kid. It feels weird. Second, Tage Thompson. Second, Peterka. Quinn. Second, Bowers. Meh. Second, Dellandrea. Jack Quinn is kind of looking the most pretty right now. He's kind of looking nice. Yeah, like, you can't really pass on Jack Quinn in year 1. We had him. We kind of need a right-wing prospect. I mean, he could be the second liner, and Holtz could be the first liner for the future. Paul Maurier. What could we get for him? What could we get? Anything? Okay. Second, Peterka. Again, these teams definitely willing to give up some stuff. So there are some teams out there with some big time players out there, like some nice prospects. Quickly, I know it's the start of February, but I'm just going to look around the blocks and see what's on it, see if there's anything hefty out there that we could potentially bring back. Because if I'm looking at the division and everything, I'm willing to sell. And look at the draft this year. It's okay if we're not bottom 5, even bottom 10. We're going to get a good pick regardless. Bowman Byram. Bowman Byram. That is a player I would love to bring on my squad. Could you... Yeah. Like if we put in a Paul Maurier in a second, that trade would go through and they could use another forward for their team. Newhook? I'd like Newhook, but I have had him in games previous. So I'd be willing to go for the defensive prospect. Because that's a defensive prospect you usually don't see on the block. Columbus, nothing. Nothing from Dallas. Anthony Mantha. Nah, I'm not going to trade for Anthony Mantha. Broberg, not bad. Nothing special, though. Granlund, somehow okay. Bonino, that trade value, really? Ooh. Alexander Romanov. Okay. 21 years of age. I mean, Byram kind of looks more sexy if we're thinking that way, right? I do like Cole Caulfield. I do. And I like Norlinder. I'm going to write down Montreal as well. Montreal. Okay. Oh, that's not... okay, they got Caden Primo on the block, too. Not necessarily looking for a goalie. But they got a lot there. There's a few teams willing to pump out some prospects for something in return right away that's going to help them out. Chris Tierney's trade value is over 9,000. What the hell? Holy crap. Nope, nothing there. Nope. Nothing from San Jose. Wow. Good job, St. Louis. You lost your captain, and now you put the guy you signed instead of him on the block. Okay, looks like there's nothing left here. Nope. Cold Perfetti. We don't really need a centerman, per se. So, Buffalo, we got Jack Quinn. Colorado, we got Bowman Byram. Montreal, we got a plethora of prospects to choose from. Now, first, let me go to first-round picks real quick, just to end the episode. Let me see what first-round pick is on the block. Is there any firsts on the block this year? Any team? No team wants to give up their first, really? I'm assuming there's firsts going to fly at the trade deadline anyways. Carolina, nope. Looks like no team really want to give up their top pick this year, which is understandable with how good the draft is. Okay, they got some seconds. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, so no teams want to give up any first-round picks. They're probably going to wait till the deadline anyways. Okay, they have two. Pittsburgh. Where did they... Really, huh? Montreal, okay. Okay. I'm just going to finish this here real quick. So there's a few things out here we could potentially go for. I hope you guys agree with my reasoning of selling at the deadline, because we're not going to be able to compete. Well, you know what? I won't sell if there's no trade to be found, but there are a few I do like, and we're not going to be able to find that trade next year. Now, if we could potentially compete for a playoff spot, which we are, do we just make the playoffs and get the 20th overall pick? Because that's not a bad idea. If you look at the draft this year, you were guaranteed something good in the top 15 or the top 20. You're in for a good surprise. If we'll get Dylan Gunthier or Euro Niemi or Pasta Jov or Owen Power. We're guaranteed something really damn good, even if we make the playoffs. Obviously, I want a top 5 pick, but next draft is the one where you kind of want to tank. We could get these young guys the experience without selling too much. Now, I'm willing to trade for either of the prospects on Buffalo, Colorado, or Montreal. I'm going to state it again here at the end of the episode. From Buffalo, Jack Quinn, which wouldn't take too much. Colorado, Bowman Byram. We could package Paul Merier and a second for that. A second I'm willing to give up. And Montreal, Cole Caulfield, Romanov, Norlinder. There's a lot we could go out there and get. If you guys aren't too mad that we're competing. It's an interesting season. I have a bad feeling next year we're going to be dog crap, but our young guys are performing. We're an interesting team this year. Next episode is going to be pivotal to this franchise mode. It's going to set us on a path. I said originally in this episode that we're going to head on rebuild mode, but this has put us in an interesting position with only 2 signings. Ilya, Kovalchuk, and Cahoon have apparently turned this franchise around. For how long? I'm not sure how much longer. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.